Greetings. If you found your way here, it means one of two things. One, you're really wanting to see the next episode of One Punch Man, or you're one of the few who have managed to fall asleep while watching YouTube and the recommended cycle has somehow found you onto this video. Either way, I'm glad you're here. So, let's leave it at that. If you've been following along with the series, and if you're on episode 11, you probably should be, you would know that the world, or at least City A, is under attack by aliens. And Saitama has done his usual thing and on a one-man mission entered the ship, while the other heroes are fighting off a regenerating clay monster down below. Now, so far, nothing on Earth has really posed much of a problem for our hero. Maybe the outer galaxy has something more worthy of a challenge. But to know that, we've got to watch the episode, so let's get straight into it. Still casting an imposing figure over the city. And our boy is making his presence known. Well, he likes to make himself look imposing, doesn't he? Your best warrior? He was nothing but a passing mention before he got splattered. I'm guessing Mielzegard is the one down below, fighting the other heroes. We didn't really do much to stop him. %23% isn't bad for the size of the ship itself. Then again, Saitama can move quite fast when he wants to. Small problem with that, dude. What a mugshot. If you're going to be caught on CCTV, look completely innocuous. Make them let their guard down. I was definitely seeing that just then. But Saitama has so far managed to outdo every other hero because he is not only on the ship but also took out Groibus, the apparently strongest fighter they had, while the others are struggling with that one who is okay, granted he might have like regeneration, but when he can just blast through a upper lieutenant or lieutenant, if you're speaking the proper use of the language, so much so that they are basically irrelevant to the story now. That's funny. Would you really be standing that close with your phone out? Wouldn't the shockwaves of all the buildings underneath it exploding kind of tell you to get out? Hey! Hammerhead! Good boy, he's still trying to apply for jobs. I love that they went back to him. Yeah, he's given up on the House of Evolution and is now making takoyaki. Maybe? Ah, I see now. The fact that it's going through all of the past characters and references means that this is gearing up to be the ultimate showdown. That's usually how these things work. Nice deflecting his attacks. Rather than trying to block it, deflect. Use its own strength and momentum against it. Well, that's weird and creepy. When in doubt, hit it with a bat. He didn't even stop to check if the ship was in danger. Is that really going to stop you? Oh, I wonder if that little orb has anything to do with it. Smack it again. How many heads does this guy have? Well, it has some effect. It slows him down at least. Really? You don't want to come up with a strategy? Really? Then again, you can't exactly turn tail and run when you're in S-Class. The damage to your reputation is probably worse than death. Saitama is definitely making an effect, isn't he? Well, it's not my station, get someone else to do it. Great. Why are they just allowing his part of head to float around for a bit? Come on, Metal Bat. Wasn't it red earlier? Well done. It only took you a few tries to spot the obvious weak spot, which is a bit more gruesome than originally anticipated. And Maelsgard looks like he's actually surprised that anyone has managed to figure this out. Possibly, but are they actually going to be able to fire the artillery? Yeah, he's definitely going to listen to that, isn't he? I very much doubt he's just going to leave. Oh, that's the way to get out, is it? Yeah. For a almighty being from outer space, you're not too bright there, are you, Mr. Shoop? Yep. Well, that's okay. Slightly more scary rather than his other form. Telekinesis. Maybe that will prove more of an issue for Saitama. He hasn't really gone up against any psychic powers. Not that I can remember, anyway. Why has he got such an uninterested face? Uh-oh. They're all seeing the issue of this. He's gonna kill them all, isn't he? Man. Is Saitama even gonna bend a knee? Is this Shoop dude causing more damage to the ship than Saitama? Yeah, I mean, you couldn't even block that. I don't think they expected him to be so diplomatic. Okay, well, saving some civilians is better than risking the search crews as well, but some people aren't going to say. Some people aren't going to be alright with leaving now. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to mention anything about Puri Puri Prisoner having balls in his mouth. Whoops. Who's going to stop these cannons? Ah. If she can call down a meteor from outer space, she can stop a few hundred cannon rounds. Okay, you actually allowed this air of superiority. You've earned it. Why are they surprised at this? Bit late. This is all he can do. Put himself at risk to save others. I mean, that's all the heroes usually do, but for people like Moomin Rider, where he is little more than just the average civilian. That's kind of epic. Come on, Silver Fang. How many? Just, yeah, one left? Crap. He took his arm off with a slight hit. He took a direct one. But then again, he is an S-Class. Dead? Oh yeah, the samurai hasn't really had his chance to do anything yet. After all that, you just decide to go and sit down again. You must know that the ship's going up in flames. All your generals are dead or almost dead. You could knock. Seriously. This power's gone to your head, Saitama. Where are your manners? Subarashi. Police has a sense of honour about him, doesn't he? Or is he just an egomaniac and wants to spread his name around? Was he wearing Cuban heels? In armour form. 20 words or less. It is basically an alien version of what happened on Earth with Saitama. Although the seer was just warning of an impending danger, but... He's actually given Saitama a reason to hit him. And he survived a punch. But then again, he hit Hammerhead's armor as well, so... Okay. Yeah, we've had others go into their beast mode before. It wasn't impressive then. And it sure isn't impressive to Saitama now. Although if I was epileptic, that might be an issue. Well, through our last episode, we're going to get a final showdown, although from Saitama's face, it's doesn't seem to be challenging. Although the fact that this Lord Boros had travelled the galaxy, destroying planets and anyone that got in his way, doesn't fill me with hope that there's going to be much in the way of good fights for Saitama to be found on Earth. What a waste of psychic powers, throwing pebbles around. Shows you how it's done. He's almost showing off our Saitama, isn't he? I think the one that's insurpassable in their strength would be the strongest. No? Oh, Saitama, managing to wipe out the lieutenants and the strongest warriors the aliens had, and yet still manages to be cordial with the lower class, the grunts. Excuse me, could you tell me where your boss is? I just killed someone that could have easily decimated you in a nanosecond. And Tatsumaki there showing her power, managing to stop all of the shells. Something that the other heroes seem to be almost worried about. And she could just instantly stop it with a less than a flick of her wrist. I am almost worried for the Silver Fang. But he has had more character growth than pretty much any of the other S-Class heroes. So maybe he is down for the count. Although I am wondering why Genos hasn't really got involved, because he's just standing on the roof along with Kid Emperor. Any particular reason? Was he there to guard him? Do they have to go in pairs wherever they go? But honestly, this is looking quite pleasing for a final episode, a final showdown for One Punch Man. And I'm not expecting an amazing fight scene, but I'm expecting one that would be the best of this season so far. Although I'm also probably expecting it to be quite flashy because Lord Boros seems to have that kind of air about him where everything has to be neon colours and sharp and pointy and... Is Saitama just going to let him do his thing for a while? But then again, One Punch Man could just take the other route and completely subvert my expectations and end the fight within the first 2 minutes of the episode, and the rest can just be talking about how they're going to clear up City A. But hopefully you've been enjoying One Punch Man, and there are some specials that I'm going to be going through as well. I'm going to see if I can fit them all into one video. Who knows? But hopefully you'll be excited for that. And if you want to make sure that you don't miss it, make sure to hit the notification bell, because then YouTube should actually, remind you when it's up. And remember to check the description for any other ways that you want to support me. There are links to Discord, so you can just come in and chat with everyone else. Links to my Mal account, so you can see everything that is being planned to watch in the future at some point. What shows I am currently watching and or have already finished. If there's one on there that you haven't seen me react to, then it's probably on my channel somewhere. Unless it's Soul Eater. So I watched that one without recording it. My bad. We must move on. Because there are plenty more shows and plenty more experiences that we can come across. So, hopefully you'll be raring to go when that happens. But for now, I want to thank you if you've made it this far into the video. Remember to stay awesome, and it is actually that time again. So I'm going to get some sleep. You should too. And until the next one, see ya.